Good evening. My name is Michael Smith. I had interviewed Courtney Delfonso. Courtney is currently a counselor in the St. Thomas Aquinas program here at Molloy. She's a writing consultant at the Writing Center here at Molloy as well, and is going to be an adjunct in the fall for the English department as well. I've been working with Courtney in the Writing Center for the last 2 years now, and I've happened to know her a little bit in her background. I explained that currently I'm actually undeclared major. I'm interested in between a science degree, a business degree, and an English degree. And she has a degree in a Master's of Fine Arts that she uses to pursue in her English as a professor in English, and also to pursue and as a counselor, advising students in the St. Thomas Aquinas program. And I really wanted to interview her because I felt her background was very unique and different. I actually interviewed her in 3 different parts. The first part was I want to know her background. Well, Courtney is actually used to work with Irish children. She used to work at different colleges as a professor as well. And she also worked as a counselor at different colleges by where she used to live upstate as well. And I said, that's a really, really cool, different, unique that I feel that, I can learn from interviewing skills. So her and I sat down, we conducted this interview, and basically what we did was that I had asked her first. I said, okay, Courtney, I want to break this down into 3 phases. I said, first, I want to have, get your background. I said, things about you. I said, second, I want to ask you, questions about your current endeavors, your current career. I said, what do you like about your job? What don't you like about your job? What do you like about students? So what are you looking forward to? Then I asked her about myself. I said, what can I find in myself? How can I help me choose my path of career? Well, the first part of the interview went very, very well. Actually, all 3 went really, really well. And she says to me, Michael, find something that you like, she said. The first and foremost thing she first told me, find something that you like. She says, there's going to be times you may not like it, she says, but she says, you have to make sure that you want to go into the job every single day loving what you do. And actually, when I was sitting there interviewing her, I was really, really impressed because she was very confident in interviewing skills. She wasn't nervous. She had no temptation. And that really stuck out to me. And she also said to me that, you really should look at all your career options and don't jump to conclusion, not because somebody else, your friend is doing it, or because you want to. I also learned in this part that basically she told me that I really should look at a dual degree, maybe with a master's program like she did. She says it could work out in the long run. And she says also that, you really want to it will really help yourself as well. But mainly in this career interview, I really, really learned that she was very confident. She had no temptation to answer. She had a game. She had a goal plan. She was very, very prepared. That's why I had interviewed her, because I knew her background previous, and I felt that she brought a lot to the table to interview. So that was the biggest thing I learned. The next thing I learned was her current endeavors. She said she loves working with students, and she loves currently working with students as well, and she just really is going to love adjuncting. She says, I really like working with students because I really like to get the best out of them. She goes, a lot of students, are not really going to be, sometimes not want to work as hard as you. But she goes, if you have, the 2 biggest things she had told me is you have patience and you have empathy, then it is best thing that you could be as a counselor. You can understand the students. You can put yourself in their shoes. You can work with them. You can learn with them. And I actually learned in that interview that you may not want to have an English degree, or you may do. But at the end of the day, like in the first part, you want to have something that you love. And she really, really gave me great reasons why to pursue an English degree. She says you just don't have to be an English professor. You could do a business degree. You could be a lawyer. You could be everything. But more importantly, what I really, really learned in this part of the interview was that she told me that, you can use this degree for everything, she says. She says, she says, and she was very, very confident, like in the first part, and I was really, really impressed. But moreover, what I learned in this part of the interview was that she had a goal, she had a plan. She was very, very confident in what she had said, and that really, really stuck out to me as well. Going forward, for the next part of the plan of the interview, we spoke about things in my career and things that I love. And I told her, I said I was torn between 3 majors, and she says, okay. She says, we'll look at each one. And we looked at each one, and we talked about them very briefly, but we talked about the English major. And she says, you want to be a type of person that you don't want a people's person. Like any other degree, you want to have a people's person. You want to have this. You want to have a great, you want to have a great relationship between your peers. You want to be a people's person, and also, too, more importantly, you want to go with something that you love. You want to say at the end of the day, what do I love? What do I want to do? What can I get out of it? And what can I make a great career out of? You don't want to choose something that you're not going to really love, or be something that you just it's not there for you. And moreover, I learned that all these 3 parts, it really helped me become a great interviewer. Because I was really, really nervous coming into it. I really never was an interviewer. I was always an interviewee. So actually being on the other side of the spectrum, I really, really liked it. But I was nervous. And I said, okay, you know what? I want to take it. It's nice and slow. And I was nervous. But I feel like as her and I, we couple icebreaker questions. We got to kind of have a connection between interviewer and interviewee. I felt that the interview process was going really, really well, and I was really, really happy the way it was going. And just to reiterate the points that I just want to, 3 points I learned was her background questions. That was the first part of the interview. The second part was about her current endeavors and, what her goals were, and, it was, how she loves her job. And also, the third part was current endeavors, how this can help me as a career, in any career, or love what you want to do. But I think the 2 big key takeaways I learned from interviewing is being yourself. You're going there, knowing that you want to have an interview process go well, and you want to be prepared. When I first interviewed her in the first part, she was prepared. She was confident. She had everything ready. She was right. She had everything right on the money. It was perfect. So I think that was great about Courtney. It was very, very good. The second part I think I was really, really admired about was when she was answering. She gave me some great piece of advice. She says, Mike, when you're in an interview, she goes, show confidence. She says, interview is a 2-way streak. She says, basically, you want to show the interviewer that you're confident because it shows them that they have confidence in you and you have confidence in them. And she says, learn about the company you're interviewing with. She goes, learn about their background, the mission statement. She goes, learn about everything about the company so you're more prepared. Because that's a very big thing in an interview. More important, and moreover, and the last thing but not least, I think it's being yourself. I think if you're nervous, I think when you first walk in there, an interviewer is not really learning the true self of you. I think they're just like, who is this person? But I think if you establish a rapport, and I think if you break the ice, or like they say, break the code, and I think the relation will grow fonder, I think you'll have a great interviewing process. I'm Brian. When I interview, I tend to not really get right to the point. I tend to give a very detailed answer, and that was another big thing. Thank you to Courtney. I learned just give your answers right to the point. She goes, make sure that you're right on the money with your answers, but more importantly, give them what they want. The company, be sincere, be very cordial, but don't give them nothing else that they don't need. And that's a problem with me as interviewing. So I really, really learn. When I interview, I tend to talk fast. Sometimes, even just in public speaking, I tend to talk fast, and that's something I'm currently working on. And as Courtney said, she says, look, when you interview, take your time with your answers. She goes, there's no rush. She goes, you want to just give them the best answer that you can. She goes, some interviews may not go well. I mean, she was telling me she had some interviews that just said sometimes there was a lesson plan that didn't go her way, but she learned from that mistake. And she said to me, you know what I did? I learned that, and I used that failure to make me a better person, use strengths. And I think that's the best thing possible. But more importantly, I really enjoyed interviewing her. I can learn a lot from this. I really enjoyed doing this assignment, and more importantly, I really had a fun time interviewing her because I can learn from this. I could be on the table one day sitting down interviewing somebody. So I think, as a sophomore in college, I think I'm learning from this right now. But I hope everybody learns from this video. If any on the questions, please let me know. I'm going to be posting the link to this on YouTube on the Canvas discussion page. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free. If anything's confusing, please let me know. I know this was supposed to be 2 to 3 minutes, but I went over that by 3 or 4 times. I'm sorry about that, but I like to be thorough, and I like to not just get to the point, but also elaborate on my answers. But I hope everybody has a great night. I wish everybody good luck on their assignment, and thank you. Take care.